welcoming our lifelong friend to join us, and we're going to talk about his amazing journey in exploration.
Lifelong.
Yes,
No, you got to put it like that.
Exploration. Like, you could throw me off. Sorry. Exploration through food. So we welcome Eric Mayne. For those of you who follow Eric and his article in the Dallas Observer, he goes by E-Mayne.
E-Mayne?
Mayne?
E-Mayne?
I don't like that. I call him Eric.
Of course you do.
I call him Eric too.
Yeah.
That's how I know how long I've known a person. It's basically dependent on whether they call me E-Mayne or Eric. If you call me Eric, it means you're a bill collector. I might owe you money. E-Mayne is somebody. Curious with the questions y'all wrote down before I got here, because I'm like, why do y'all even need questions?
We were
like,
going to
y'all
talk
know me.
about the article.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which ones? One in particular?
One's in the
Observer.
The Observer, yeah.
Because that took you on like a totally different path than
Well,
what
first
you were
came
doing.
DF Grub.
Yeah.
So DF Grub, so DF Grub started years ago, and it was, people were posting pictures on social media, like, and people were like, "Why are you posting your food? Nobody wants to see that stuff." And granted, there was some nasty stuff out there, like.
Like your Thanksgiving plate that nobody wants to see slathered in gravy.
Exactly, but like shame is a good tool sometimes if you use it properly. And, point A, look at her eyes. Shame. But there are some good dishes out there, and plus, when you live in a small town, little big town like Arlington, you're only subjugated to a certain type of, So seeing stuff on the other side of the planet, on the world, and I know So there's only two things that I feel like I took from my father. I look just like him. I honestly do. And then his ability to be open to just about everything. Because I remember being young, he'd say, like, you're just like everybody else, or everybody else is just like you, so you should never, judge anybody based on whatever. How they look. I mean, growing up, he had a plethora of friends from all kind of walks of life. But anyway, so when people post food, I was like, I just saw disturbing, messages saying, like, why are you putting your food? We don't want to see that. And I was like, all right, I'm going to create a safe space for people to post their food, and that way people can see, especially restaurants in the Metroplex, that we can, when you say Metroplex, Dallas-Fort Worth area, that people can look at and say, oh, I'm curious about that place. I've driven past it 17 times, or I need a place to take my future boo. Let me, take a look at it, whatever. So that's.
But it wasn't like the really box chain type of places. You were going to like hole in the walls,
specifically hole in the walls.
Yeah,
mom and pops.
It
could be high end, but really just I guess the ingenuity was my biggest thing. Mm-hmm. But there was some, but mom and pops is the big, because everybody wants to celebrate these. Franchises that's been around, these big box store restaurants that's been around for a while.
I think that was the 90s trends, though, because that's when, like, big franchises boomed.
That shit started in the 50s, love. That shit started in the 50s after the Industrial Revolution. Everybody was like, box store. You talk about Bird's Eye, Sears,
Montgomery Wards.
That shit started, I mean, that was a trend, and then they just created a catalog and say, purchase from here. You didn't know where the stuff was being sourced from. You didn't know. They didn't,
I mean, you were buying houses from Sears.
Yeah, and that was like in 1910.
But that mentality.
Yeah.
But that was the mentality. And so these mom and pops, people who've immigrated here, wanted to have their chance at the so-called elusive American dream. Mm-hmm. And they came out and set restaurants. And I got friends who, third, fourth generation immigrants, and they have honestly benefited from their family, struggling in these small restaurants. I was like, let's give them the love. Let's give these people the opportunity, shed some light on them in a bigger sphere. And because, newspapers, magazines, whatever, they're going to talk about the shiny, bright, new, expensive, dish. I wanted to put some light on them. And so that's how DF Grub, which is, we all know, a word to express the love of Dallas, Fort Worth, but the grub, But then it got hijacked.
Yeah.
Not hijacked. I shouldn't say it got hijacked. These guys came in. So after coronavirus, I stopped posting.
Yeah,
because I used to do like basically events. A new restaurant would open up, and like for Black History Month, I brought in a Nigerian chef, and it was like 50 people, and he kind of just told them the history and of Nigerian cooking versus, let's say, other countries in Africa, because it's different from West Coast to East Coast. And did those kind of events. New pizzeria opened up, Napolitano restaurant opened up, and he talked about what's so special about Napolitano pizza. Like, you have to be part of a franchise or the federation in order to put Vera Napolitano on your stuff. So I did all that, but then the pandemic hit, right? And then we had certain people that be in power that started talking about Hong Kong flu and all this other stuff. And so a bunch of Asian hate started coming.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
A lot of that, even here, mostly in like New York, California, but also here. And then this group cobbled together a group to create Asian grub, DF grub. What do they call it? They call it. What do they call it? It's.
I saw that though.
It's like,
I know what you're talking
it's
about.
It's like DF grub, but it's not. It's Asian.
I can't remember the name
grub
of
and
it.
DF dub or something like that. And they took off. And I'll be honest, like, I was upset. I was like, hold up.
Okay, first of all, why didn't you copyright?
Because I did it for the love. I'll be honest.
Okay.
And that's what everything I do. Like, I do it because I want to, not because I'm trying to profit. Like, I don't, I'll be honest. And that's probably why, girls don't like me. Cause I don't know. I mean, I just don't be chasing dollars. I just want to do something that I feel passionate about, that can, feel something that I want, and then I move on to something else.
I will say I'm glad you did that, because as someone who grew up in Arlington, Dallas-Fort Worth, it's good, strong.
Oh, choked myself. Sorry. Sorry, who's listening?
I had friends of all different backgrounds, and I would eat at their house. I had friends that were Greek. I had friends who were Korean. I had friends who were Italian. And because my family had lived everywhere, it wasn't discriminatory in my house. And so my mom would even say, "Where are you going?" I'm going to Corinne's house to eat. Her mom made stuffed peppers, and it wasn't what most people think stuffed peppers are, because they're Italian. And it was okay in my household. So when you did that, I was really happy to see that, because I was able to see like a cultural change when it came to food acceptance.
100%. Like, I mean, people always turn their nose, and sometimes it's a generational thing. Sometimes it's just where you're from. But I see that a lot, where they're like, especially like us. Like, I would love to do maybe, like, I don't know, something on YouTube or whatever, taking them out of their comfort zone.
With food.
Taking them out of the comfort zone and do something like, where they only ate everything, which I, in some of my articles, I always talk about scorched earth cooking, where you fucking fry it, deep fry it, and smother it. Basically obliterating anything that it originally tasted like. What it actually was. Like, transforming it just so you can, and taking something like the subtle flavors of fucking Japan, or like the explosive flavors of like Southeast Asia, oh my God, powerful flavors of like West Africa, like the suya and the jollof rice. You take a little bit of something, they put so much because they're everything's about resources and everything. So anyway, there's so many things out there that people haven't explored. So yes, you might not have the means to travel outside of DFW, but if you can go to some of these restaurants that are legit, you can actually take an exploration
into their culture,
and into the culture, a little bit of the history, depends on however farther you want to go down that rabbit hole, it's there. And then who knows, it might inspire you to take a trip to that country. And that's how DF Grub started. And so I got a message or email said, "Hey, I want you to, hey, we like your thing. You want to come write for the Observer?" And then I was like, yeah, I'll try it, bigger audience, bigger opportunities. So I did. Oh, shout out Lauren Daniels. That's my editor. Bang, 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 bang. I mean, she wants me to do more and I don't, and she still keeps me bang, 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 kind of like, I'm not going to say it. So she got me on the Observer, and I've been writing there ever since, just freelance though.
Yeah, I know.
Just freelance, and she wants me to write more, but I don't know. Sometimes I get a little bored of the scene out here. And I kind of want to do more. That's why I want to, that's why I love to travel, and move around a little bit.
Where all have you been?
Like, what do you mean? Like traveling? Oh, shit.
You've been
You're going to have to
stop
going to Mexico. I'm tired of seeing pictures of Mexico. I'm just saying.
You know, but people go to Mexico and they go to these resorts. I'm like, the resorts is not where it's at. Like, straight up. Like, I got friends down there, so, but Mexico is legit, like, one of the coolest and dopest places to go. What about you? What questions do you have? Y'all have different questions?
Well, they're like food related. And
tell me food related. I like food. I like food.
There is.
You know what? I'm not even a big eater. Like, so when we were younger, and you would see these people eating these like micro plates.
Yeah.
Right? And they had like 2-3 things on them that was prepared for over a 6-hour period. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, why? Who wants to pay $100, $200 for that? Yeah. But I get it now. I honestly do. Me, I have a small stomach, but I just like the taste and the experience and the.
Yeah, I'm mad because every time you post like you cook something, I'm like, I got my plate, and you're like, it's gone, Brandon.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, damn it.
I don't. My whole thing. I cook for my mom's because I don't have an audience. Like, I'm scared. So a lot of my friends are chefs, right?
Yeah.
I don't cook for them. I might
Why?
Because they're chefs. They're professionals.
Eric, I'm not a chef. You can call me and be like, hey, we at the address. Just come on through.
If I throw like a bar, but usually I'm subjugated because once again, I'm not out there like that. So I don't throw parties. I get invited to their party and I bring something. And I just like, I'm going to bring some boxed mac and cheese or a potato salad because then they can't. I'm like, oh, it's not mine. Somebody else. This is from Walmart. But every once in a while I'll cook something, I love to cook. That's my therapy. Like, I love to just melt away and then have a loved one try it. So my mom is my person who I experiment on.
Your guinea pig?
Yeah. My guinea pig. She's my guinea pig.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Fuck, I don't know. I didn't think I'd be here this long.
Shut up.
Seriously?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm like, shit, man.
Why?
If I would have known I was gonna be here this long, I would have took care. I'm not gonna lie,
I didn't either because I was always sickly, and so I was like, I'm not gonna live past 30.
I've always wanted kids. I always wanted to go through that, family unit. It never happened. So
overrated.
That's what they say. But if you had an opportunity where nobody's gonna fuck with you, it was completely legal, and you could get rid of that, but you still have the memory, would you?
Yeah, I would.
You would? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What about you?
What was the question?
I know one's out there, and it's hard to answer. But if you could, oh shit, I should be talking this. So if you could do it all over again, but still have the memory, but start from a zero slate, would you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Because what the thing people don't realize is just how hard it is.
Of course it's hard.
It's very hard. And being a single parent is harder.
Right.
So I would hold on to every memory I had, but I would totally do it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would do it differently.
What about you? Answer your own question.
I don't.
He doesn't have any kids.
I don't have any kids.
Well, but still, you have memories. You have things that have happened to you throughout your entire life. Would you want to go back with those same memories?
Yeah.
You don't have to have kids.
I like my memories.
Would you want to go back and do it all over again?
No, because I'm like,
So your answer would be no?
I would say no. I think it's a no.
I mean,
I'm just.
In all honesty, I don't have any regrets about anything I did in my life.
And I guess that's the bigger question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't regret anything. I'm very content with the choices I made, and I've learned through those choices. So I'm not upset about them. Now, granted, would I go back and do them again? Probably not. Mm-hmm. Like some of them, probably not.
And there's always that, I don't know if y'all familiar with like Nietzsche, like where I think one of his things was like you spend all your time getting to the mountaintop, and the only thing you see up on the top is like lightning or there's nothing, and that's and
devoid of nothing.
Devoid of nothing, and so like life, everybody wants to speed towards a certain goal, and then once you get there, and it's like, all right, what else we got? I'm honestly half of me is grateful that I didn't have everything given to me, because if you did.
There's nothing wrong with having things given to you, Eric.
No, there is.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, we can go a whole another hour on that, but I think there is. I think people need to work for stuff and to really appreciate it, and because when you truly appreciate, and acknowledge, something like friendship, sometimes, despite all the prickly pears on the outside, you truly appreciate it. You trade that for your autonomy now, how your life is? Would you trade celebrity to be bombarded by lights, camera, action, eyeballs?
Absolutely not.
What about you?
Because
no.
I mean, ask me like
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20. That probably would have been like,
no.
Yeah,
my answer has always because you
but
forget
no.
I have family in that industry, and I can see what that does. There's people that I know personally that are always in that limelight, and it's hurtful to me when they're portrayed in bad light.
Yeah. But
because these are
that.
people I know,
right.
And because my son is in a band, and I am constantly reminding him, don't let the fame part of it overtake you, because at the end of the day, you're still who you are.
Right.
So no, I would never.
Right?
Never.
I mean, I don't think I would. I want to be recognized for what I do, but not necessarily who people think I am. Right? People who, this is a question for you guys.
What's that?
This is a podcast about what?
Hella Friends.
Hella Friends.
Oh, I thought it was about food. Okay, so
no, your segment is about food, my love.
No, just playing. So it's a podcast about friendship, and y'all might have done this already. I don't know.
Well, thanks for watching.
I didn't watch one.
Did you even read my book?
No, I did not.
See,
I don't read though. I'm dyslexic and
lies.
I am. I'm dyslexic and ADHD. Like I can't. Like I'm like squirrel.
There's medication for that.
I know. I just scared to take medication. I'm all busted. But I want to. Do you have audio?
I do not.
I need an audio.
I'll record our audio for you.
You should.
I will. I'll record it.
If she can do audio, I will definitely. I love audiobooks.
Chrissy can totally
I'll record it.
So friendship to me, like, it's the most, because it's different for everybody, right? It's different for everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Everything's on a spectrum, right? Everything's on a scale. That's why I hate when people will get mad at something. I'm like, for me, it's you and a person is eating, and you don't need to look at the other person's plate to see if they have more. You need to make sure they have enough. That's friendship. Friendship is like being like miles apart.
Like we were?
Physically. Mm-hmm. But your heart is not.
Like we were.
Right. You pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
Pick up where you left off.
Like it's not, like it hasn't been.
Yeah, to me that's friendship.
Like, because when I text you guys, I don't even say hi or nothing. I just start the conversation all over again.
Right,
yeah.
Right. And that should be. If you're close to somebody, it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Friendship, yeah. That's
well, it also is forgiveness.
And it's forgiveness, or not even acknowledging the person's. It shouldn't be forgiveness. I mean, sometimes maybe it's not even forgiveness. I mean, I don't forget. I mean, you apologize. That's fine. I mean, there's nothing for me. There's nothing to forgive. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like for me, there's nothing to forgive. You had your bouts, and it wasn't directed at me.
Well, I forgave you for filling my car with diesel.
Oh my God! Did she ever tell you that story?
No.
I was trying to be such a fucking masculine man.
I just got a new car.
What was that?
It was a Mitsubishi Eclipse.
He put diesel in your Eclipse.
He did.
All right. In my defense,
he did.
She loved that car, Eric.
Well, she past tense.
Mm-hmm.
In my defense, I lived in Europe for 4 years at that point, and we couldn't put gas in cars or whatever. I knew nothing about diesel versus whatever.
We were 24.
The pump was green.
Yeah, and it wouldn't fit.
And the other one was black.
I didn't fucking know what that meant.
And it didn't.
And I was like, why is it not fitting? I was like, I'm just gonna pour it from a distance, and just pour it. Yeah, I remember. We didn't get 3 feet.
Nope.
We didn't get 3.
Okay, you did not.
I didn't tell you that. Oh, I was mad.
It's not.
Tell me if this is something I made up. Did Oprah say like Arlington 20, 30 years ago was one of the top 10 places for black people to live?
It was.
Right?
It was, because our city was one of the most diverse.
It was diverse. It's very diverse.
Cities to live in, which is why when we moved from California, my parents bought a house in Arlington.
Yeah.
Because it was not one of the cities where, it was predominantly segregated. It was a little bit of everybody.
I mean, segregation was there, but it was like
different.
way before.
Yeah.
And people should check out that online YouTube, it's like the Hill, which there was a black neighborhood, but after that, like everything kind of was just open wherever.
Yeah. And like us sitting here, our high school was very diverse.
Very diverse.
I thought I was Vietnamese until I got to junior high.
I honestly didn't know I was black till I moved to Texas because I wasn't treated any differently.
Right.
But Arlington was one of the best cities to live in the late 80s, early 90s. It was. There wasn't a lot going on. And we didn't have a lot there. I mean, we had Hypermart.
I mean, it would be equivalent to like where Salina or
anybody want Laffy Taffy?
Like Prosper is right now.
Thank you. But we had Hypermart. That was like the big thing in Arlington.
It was Hypermart with a big old red roof.
And it was like a department store.
You know what it is now?
Super Walmart.
It's a sketchy Walmart.
It's Canales.
Canales?
The furniture?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's a furniture store now.
That was the main thing, man. When that happened in the Parks Mall, all of that. That was.
Yeah, I
because
remember
we were there
when
it
opened.
We were there when it opened.
I remember when the mall opened, and
it had that big tree in the middle.
Like now, when I go into Arlington, I hate it.
It's so there's so much happening. Traffic is.
I live there now, so not by choice, but I live there, and
I hate it there. My mom lives there. My mom still lives there.
I don't.
Yeah, I hate it because you'll go to a random place and go to the bathroom, and it'll be like somebody from high school.
Like,
hey,
I couldn't do that.
Nope. Yeah, I don't do
that. Yeah, like, here we go.
Now, I have gone back and ran into people in the mall, and they're like, "Hey, aren't you Brandy Garrett?" And I'm like, "Nope, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Haven't been that in a long time. I don't know who you are, but you know."
But I try to be open to other people's memories because I know my memory is fleeting. And I'm more of an implicit memory person, so it's how you made me feel versus what you actually remember. So like,
well, I'm glad I made you feel good.
Yeah.
Because that's my whole thing in life is how do I make other people feel?
I just don't want people. And I'll be real. Like when people are too nice to me, I actually push back a lot more.
Why?
I don't know. I have no earthly idea.
I get that a lot too. They're like, "You're too nice. Why are you so nice?" And I'm like, "I'm just a nice person."
Well, okay. So when people come out of state and move here and they say Southern hospitality, I'm like, okay, Southern hospitality to me defines as smile on your face,
it's talk shit in your back,
and talk shit behind
your back. Yeah.
So like that's not a real thing. Like that's what you want to do. That's fine, but don't trust that motherfucker. Like
but there's honestly people who are just nice.
But there's being nice and there's being kind. Like, I like the person being kind. Like, look, I don't like you, but I'm gonna still treat you with respect.
Right.
If a person is being overtly nice, like, jazz hands, and I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Like, I don't fucking know you.
Is that why you didn't talk to me?
Possibly. Like, I'm
because I was nice.
Well, this is my thing. Like, I don't know. I can't go back to 100 years ago when you existed as a dinosaur, but when you first came on the scene as a dinosaur. But, I'm originally from Ohio.
I know.
Toledo. And so it's a different vibe up there. Like, you gotta, that you put
See, I'm originally from California, though. Yeah. And so we are.
Right. And fuck that.
Overtly nice.
Yeah, fuck where I've been. Before, I'm sorry, that was a long walk. Back to your original question.
You haven't seen your moment.
I've been to about 25, 28 countries. Let me see. Japan, Kazakhstan, Jamaica, fucking Italy, Spain, Austria. I don't fucking know. It's a lot.
That's good.
Like 28 countries, whatever.
What's your favorite?
I'll be honest. My last
don't say Mexico.
Honestly, favorite countries. I would say Japan was one of my favorites. That's when I ended up on that reality show, or 2 reality shows. I used to like Spain. I do like Spain.
You told me you like Spain when you were over
there. I like
there.
Spain. Yeah, when I was there, but then I was like, oh, there's better places in Spain. Like Spain's cool. Barcelona's cool. I ended up at a wedding and it was like, and danced at a wedding. Like I didn't know these people. Like when I'm out of town,
you didn't tell me about the wedding you were at.
I'm a whole different.
I talked to you a lot when you were in Spain.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been a couple places,
Is there any place that you haven't been that you want to go?
Oh, 100%. I still want to go to Mongolia. Like, I want to go to paths that most. Oh, Senegal was brilliant.
See, I just want to go to Fiji. I do. I want to go.
It's like no water movement. It's just kind of chill. Like Senegal was, because then I got to. I didn't get to go, but I wanted to. So when I was there, Senegal is outside the islands where they brought when the Portuguese and the Dutch created the transatlantic slave trade. There was an island outside there, and it was like a drive-through. So they would capture all these enslaved people and then put them on the island.
How did you feel about being there?
Well, I got to meet people from the root, and I got to talk to them, and they told me, they were like, "You're one of us, but you just fell a little bit further from the tree," and I love that. And then they blew up the USS Cole. So this is 2000. And they blew up the USS Cole, and then we got on lockdown, and we couldn't go out anywhere, and so I didn't get to explore as much as I wanted. But I want to go back, which is funny though. When I flew in, and it was the first time I had been to Africa, and they had these. We stayed at this 5-star hotel, and I'm like, what the fuck everybody's complaining about? Africa's fucking nice. Like, look at it, fucking brilliant ass drink, food's good. Like, huh? But then I remember looking around, and I was like, hold up, all the people that are enjoying this is all like white folks. Like all of them, all the staff was black, and then all the people that were enjoying it were like Europeans or whatever. And I was like, something backwards. And then I took a tour in the villages, and then you would see like these dirt trucks with like hundreds of people all just trying to grab onto it and drive it down the street, and it kind of gave you a perspective, of things. And
believe it or not, there's places like that in the States.
Oh, 100%. I'm like, once again,
I went to
Toledo.
Alabama, and I felt like that in Alabama, and I stayed at this 5-star resort, and all the staff was black, and I was a guest, but I didn't feel like a guest.
Yeah. You feel like, did you overcompensate? Because I do that sometimes.
I didn't overcompensate.
Like, like when you see the staff, and you're like, hey, let me.
Yeah, I did give them a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was like, here you go, 20s.
Yeah. But did you do that thing? Did you code switch where you was like, hey, I'm one of y'all?
No, I didn't.
Did you do that?
No.
I think I do that sometimes.
I didn't.
Because I want them to know, like, hey, I'm one of yous.
No.
I like grits.
You stupid. No, I didn't do that. But
I do that. I know I do that.
But I did. I was shelling off a lot of tips.
Yeah.
And I also booked my flight back home 3 days early because I could, like, just being there, it felt like the roots had blood on them. And it was.
It's hard to.
It was not someplace I wanted to be. What are your top 10 places to eat? If you say Jamaican Gates, I'm going to give you a high five because that's.
No, do not eat at Jamaican Gates.
Why?
If you want Arlington, yes, eat Jamaican Gates.
Well, there's another place over in Fort Worth called Stephanie's.
Okay, Stephanie's, but you got to go early.
Yep.
Like legit, like you got to go early.
Yeah.
All right. Oh fuck.
Top 10.
I should.
Top 10. Top 10.
5. Let's do 5.
Let's do 5. Okay.
Soup dumpling. Fuck, I'm about to choke on this thing. Where's my tequila?
Drink?
That's my hand. Oh.
Where's your drink?
I'm joking. Oh, my bad, cuz.
Just so y'all know, this is how we were when we were younger. I'm sorry.
Chinese food. Waldinson. And I might pronounce it wrong, but it's in Plano, and they actually opened up another location. I hope the second location is good. Best soup dumplings in the metro? Best fried chicken?
Chicken.
Mike's Chicken. Mike's Chicken is the best fried chicken in the Metroplex.
Mike's Chicken?
Mike's Chicken. Rudy's has good fried chicken. I don't like the sides. And then, you got to go to, and that's in South Dallas, Mike's Chicken. So Mike's Chicken is in Uptown. And they just opened up a new location in Forest Hill. One of the most interesting places you should try is in Arlington. I just forgot the name of it. Ashton Smoke.
Ashton Smoke. They have one up in.
No, they do not.
Really?
There's only one.
There's only one.
Only one. Ash and Smoke. Ethiopian barbecue.
Really?
Oh.
They took two things that nobody has ever even. So the woman, the wife is from Ethiopia, and the guy's from Texas, and he smokes, and they
Smoke and ash.
Okay, smoking ash. What did I say?
Ash and smoke. That's okay.
It's
Strike that.
smoking ash.
Reverse it.
Okay, I think
It's smoking ash barbecue.
Reverse the tapes. I said I was dyslexic, and I'm ADHD. So that one, whatever. I can't hear ash and smoke.
Smoke and ash.
God damn it. Ash and smoke. So Matt smoking ash. Ethiopian flavors because they have that Berberi rub, and they put it on.
Are they open today?
They are open today, and they just moved locations. It's closer now because it used to be way damn near Mansfield, but now it's.
They have 3. It looks like.
What? They just opened up another location? All right. Best Tex-Mex. Bishop Arts area, Oak Cliff, gentrified Oak Cliff.
Don't get me started on gentrified.
Yeah, that's where I was living for 7 years. But they still have good food, and the place is called Gonzalez Restaurant. It's just called Gonzalez Restaurant.
I've eaten there.
Fucking so good.
It's good.
Get the cabrito. They got a cabrito restaurant, like a restaurant called.
I've eaten there.
Is it called Cabritos in the Northwest?
I've eaten at Gonzalez's though. I've eaten
Gonzalez
there.
took me over there. I was like, oh my God.
You know it's been there for years.
It's 50 years.
Yeah.
I wrote an article in the Observer. You should check it out.
Okay, so my grandmother lived in Oak Cliff before it was gentrified off of Alaska. So it's.
I know Alaska.
Yes.
You should have kept that house.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth.
I'm very aware. It's millions.
Worth of 500 at least.
Yeah.
600 maybe.
Millions of dollars worth of home. And my grandmother's house was built in 1943. So, anyway, fast forward. Yes, I've eaten there.
Yeah. So you ate back in the day though.
Yeah. I've
so
eaten
they
there.
got 2. They got one in Pleasant Grove.
But no, I've eaten in Gonzalez's before.
Blows my mind. Everybody wants to put a line in the sand, but food in Afghanistan is similar to the food in Israel.
I'm sure.
Very similar.
I'm sure.
One puts raisins in it and the other one doesn't. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You know what I mean? Same thing with Lao food and Thai food. Line in the sand. But like one uses a fish paste and the other one uses a shrimp paste. Like there's differences. You know, that kind of little minute things. It just goes to show you that we're all the fucking same. We're all fucking connected.
It's the recipe, sir.
Well, we try different things. I mean,
yeah.
But we're all connected. And you want to, determine, like, you wouldn't have what you had without what we had. You know what I mean? Like, just, so anyway, that's my thing.
Okay, so let's just end with our quick rapid fire questions.
Okay.
We'll do some rapid fire.
I got to go fast, right?
I know, you do. Okay. But please do.
Tequila is always the answer.
What is your favorite album or song of all time?
Ooh, Romeo and Juliet, 97.
Oh, that's mine too.
That's the first thing I think. Romeo and Juliet, the whole album.
The soundtrack.
The whole soundtrack, yeah.
Favorite drink, I already know, is tequila.
It's tequila.
I already told you.
Is it that brand or is it any?
No, I'm versatile, but I do. Casa Dragon is one of my favorites. Although Arete is my new favorite when I went to Jalisco. I discovered that one. Oh, and Fortaleza and Los Abuelas, Falmilla.
All the tequilas.
All
of them.
Okay.
All of them.
Okay.
What's your favorite meal?
Ooh, wings. Honestly, I just like wings. Wings and blue cheese.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
I hate blue cheese.
This is why we don't get along. But anyway.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Apocalypto. One of them. Anyway, Apocalypto, Gangs of New York. I got a few of them.
Any song that defines you from the 90s.
From the 90s? It has to be 90s?
It has to be the 90s. What song would it be?
Fuck 90s. I don't know. Because you just said 2000. I had an answer, but Shy.
Oh, If I Ever Fall in Love Again.
If I Ever Fall in Love. Yeah.
That was a good one.
That'd be my motto, actually. Actually, another thing that reminds me of her. What's that one by Boyz II Men?
End of the Road.
Okay. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna wrap this up because we're gonna go to lunch. We're so off topic. That is our episode for the week. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow us on hellafriends.com. Also, mark your calendars for June 29th because Chrissy and I will be at American Shaman in Fort Worth for my latest book signing of Wrongful. You can also purchase the book on Amazon on June the 20th. We want to thank Eric Mayne for joining us today. You can also follow his article in the Dallas Observer. And as always,
just type in E-Mayne or Eric Mayne.
Okay.
You can find my articles.
Perfect.
Yeah. And
Perfect.
as always, remember,
Life
be lifing sometimes. Thanks, guys.